Saint Juicy.
That's right, guys. No more, hey there, everybody, this is Saint Juicy. I have an intro made by an awesome YouTuber. His name is the Whitest Cat. I will put him in the description along with my good friend Jazzy Legs. He also just got a new intro that's super good. Now on to the video. Today we have every single gun dark matter. Right now what you're looking at is the times that you can find each class of guns if you want to skip ahead. If you want to watch the whole thing, then start from the beginning and ignore all this. You can just blow this off. You don't need it. Okay, so first what we got some SMGs. This one is the Cuda, and I think it looks great. There's nothing that really stands out that much to me. It just looks really good. That's all I have to say about this. Next up is the VMP, which is again awesome. It kind of has a lot that doesn't have the camo on it, which I'm not really huge on. You can't really see the camo when you're aimed down your sights, which kind of sucked, but it still looks good, you know. And for getting SMGs gold for the headshots, I don't know. You just gotta aim for the head. There's not much advice to give. Next up is the Weevil. As you can tell, it looks really good. It's mainly the camo, not a lot of black parts on it. I love the Weevil so much. I think it looks really good. I'm not a huge fan of the gun itself though, but I think it looks good. Next we have the Vesper, and the Vesper, you know, it's okay. None of the SMGs really blew me away. This is the perfect example of why. It kind of has a lot of black on it, and it's not super easy to see the camo. Next up is the Pharaoh, and again, not super impressed. I was a little bit disappointed. When you aim down your sights, you can see it a little bit, which is cool, but it's not that great. Next up is the Razorback, and I think this is the last SMG. I think the Razorback is probably the best looking SMG by far. It covers most of the gun. You can see it when you're aimed down your sights, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But oh man, that accuracy. Okay, let's move on to assault rifles. First up is the KN-44. I think it looks awesome. I like how the tip of the barrel also has the camo on it, and pretty much the whole gun has the camo on it, and I think that's super cool. I think the assault rifles are really where the camo looks the best, and I think that's a good example. This is another great one, the XR2. The camo looks like it's moving super fast on this gun, which I really like. Again, you know, it kind of has a couple spots that don't have the camo on it. It kind of doesn't look that great, but I still think it looks like an amazing camo on this gun. Next up is the HVK-30. Again, good looking, just the grip, the barrel, the sights don't have it on it. You can see the camo when you're aimed down your sights, which is really cool. I really like that. My advice for assault rifles, use high caliber. That is the best way to get headshots. You will instantly double how many you get in a game. Next up is the ICR, and this gun, I don't know, I think it's a pretty good looking gun. It again has a lot of spots where the camo isn't on it, but it's still good, and you can see it when you aim down your sights, which is really important to me. I think I've said that, but you're always aim down your sights in this game, and it's really important to be able to see your camo because that's what you see most of the time. Now we got the Man o' War. The Man o' War looks pretty amazing. I really like the Man o' War with this camo on it. Again, aim down the sights, you can see the camo. It's all over. There are a couple of black spots from the gun, but those spots aren't very big. And now we got the Shiva, and I think this camo looks really good on the Shiva. When you're holding it, you can see it all over the stock of the gun and down the barrel. You can't see it when you aim down your sights, which kind of really sucks, but I still think it looks pretty amazing. Now we have the M8A7. The M8's always the best with camos and paint jobs, and I think this camo looks really good on the M8. They've made it just so, it's just so flat and big and easy to see the whole camo, and it looks great on the M8. Yeah, I rhymed. That's not important right now. Let's move on to the wonderful world of shotguns. First up, we got the KRM something something something. Don't know the full name, but as you can see, it looks really good. The only problem that I have with it is that the pump thing on it, I don't know what to call it, is black, and it kind of blocks a lot of it. Now we have the 205 Berecci, and it kind of has the same problem. The grip is black, and the whole underneath of the gun and the clip, it's just all black, like the stock gun, and you know, I just don't like that. But it still looks pretty good. Now we got the Haymaker, and this is probably the best looking dark matter shotgun. As you can see, it's mostly the dark matter camo. The sights are black and the clip is black. Other than that, I mean, not much of it is. Next up, we got the Argus, and it doesn't look that great. It was a disappointment to me. I don't like the wood stock with the dark matter camo. I think it looks really weird and not good at all. Huge disappointment. Now moving on to the last of the primaries. First up, we got the BRM. It looks pretty good. You know, the LMGs do pretty good with dark matter. The BRM's probably one of my least favorite because of all the black on the clip, like where the bullets feed up into the gun. All that's black. The stock is a little bit black. And now we have the Dingo. The Dingo looks great, other than the clip is black. But at least the part where the bullets feed up, at least that is not. Or that might just be what the gun latches onto. I don't really know, guys. I'm sorry. But I think it looks pretty good. You can see it a little bit when you aim in your sights, which is nice. Now we have the Gorgon, which was kind of the disappointment of the LMGs to me. The only really great thing that I thought about it was that the whole clip had the dark matter camo on it, but you can't really see it when you aim down your sights, and the whole front of the gun is kinda, it has that, again, the stock black look to it instead of the dark matter coolness. So I'm not really a huge fan of this camo on this gun. And last but not least, we have the 48 Dredge, and this and the Dingo are probably tied for my favorite with the dark matter camo, because other than the clip, this gun is completely dark matter. I mean, the iron sights, of course, but other than that, I think it looks really good. And I think you can see the camo when you aim down your sights pretty well, which makes it even better. Okay, one last primary category. I think I said the LMGs were the last, but they aren't. It's the sniper rifles. And first, we got the Draken. And I think this gun looks pretty good for a sniper. I like how you can see the dark matter when you're aiming in your sight. You can see it around the scope. You know, the clip is black, that the barrel is black on the top, which I'm not a huge fan of. But now we're moving on to the Locust. And again, I think it's pretty good. The whole barrel is black and the tripod on it are all black. But the scope looks pretty cool because it's all dark matter. You can see it a little bit when you're aimed down your sights, but not as much as I'd like them to have it. I mean, it's okay. But now we're moving on to the P06, which the scope doesn't have it at all. There's no dark matter on the scope, which kind of disappointed me a lot. But other than that, the whole gun is dark matter. You know, you got that weird little grip thing on this gun, and that's not dark matter, but that's okay. That's just a little part of the gun. But that huge, like, big, flat face of it is all dark matter. Moving on to the last one, which is probably the best one, the SVG 100. This gun has the camo all the way down the barrel. You know, it's got that silver rail on it. That's not that much of the gun. Plus, I just love the SVG. I'm a little biased towards it. Also, when you aim in your sight, as you can see, it's it's moving all over, and there's little like cracks in the scope, and I think that looks super cool. I mean, it's gonna distract me when I'm sniping. Okay, we are now moving on to the secondaries, and first up is the MR6, and you know, it's a pretty good looking gun for a pistol. It's not my favorite pistol, it's not close to my favorite pistol, but it looks pretty good, you know, it looks average. Next up is my favorite pistol, and it is the RK5, and I love the way this gun looks dark matter. It's all dark matter, and I mean, that's what matters most to me, you know. I want to be able to see the camo all over the gun, and the RK5 really displays the camo really well over the entire gun. And now we are going to be moving on to the LCAR, which is mediocre. You know, I kind of hate the LCAR anyways, because using it, it's like using a pea shooter. It's just kind of garbage, but it's got that like big black thing in the back. I'm not sure what to call it, and the sights are black, and it has the rails on the sides that are black, and the clip is black. It just doesn't look that good, you know. But we're moving on to rocket launchers now, and the XM53 is the first one, and I think this rocket launcher looks pretty good with the dark matter camo. I think both the rocket launchers look pretty good with the dark matter camo. You know, it probably looks better on the other one, which I'm drawing a blank of the name, but it looks pretty good on this gun. You know, you can see it kind of right close to you right there. But now we have to move on to the black cell, and like I said, this is the better looking rocket launcher if you ask me. It's all over, and that clip on the back, I guess it's a clip, it displays the dark matter really well. Here's some gameplay. As you can see, it's like all over the back of that clip, right where you can see it, which makes it look super good. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the rocket launchers. But now we're going to move on to the combat knife, which is the last one. I think the combat knife looks super good dark matter. The problem with it is, you know, it's a knife, and you can't see your camo all that well with it. You know, you see it pretty well, and I like that it's like on that piece above the handle where you grip the knife. I think it looks pretty good. Man, I could not get that robot's arm off right there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe.